Students, families, counselors, good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining the Illinois ACAC Virtual College Fair. This virtual college fair is for all students, counselors, and families from the state of Illinois to learn about many, many different colleges, and we're thrilled that you're joining us today. A few housekeeping items before we begin with today's session. First and foremost, you are encouraged to ask questions of these institutions at any point using that Q&A button that you see on your screen. The questions will get submitted to our panelists, and they'll work to answer the question during the session and be typing them through the duration of the session as well. We will have some time at the end for more general questions, some round robins, so we'll have that available too. But please use that Q&A throughout. You do not need to wait for your specific institution that you're most interested in to ask questions to be presenting to ask those questions. For example, the folks from Regent are here and they are ready to answer your questions the entire time. You don't need to wait for Regent to be presenting to ask questions of Regent. If you have general questions, all 5 of our institutions will be happy to answer them. If you have more specific questions about a specific college or specific major within a specific college, make sure to call that out in your question. So rather than saying, how's your basketball program? Say, hey, Belmont University, tell me a little bit more about your basketball program. And then John Palmer will be able to respond to you. As a reminder, your camera and your microphone are turned off. The panelists cannot see or hear you. So any questions you have, just type it into the Q&A. This is one of many different sessions that we're running through the state of Illinois through today. There's another group of colleges presenting next hour in the final groupings. So we encourage you to go to strivescan.com/Illinois to hear from that institution, those institutions next hour. And we are recording this session and all of these sessions, and that recording will be posted at that same website, strivescan.com/Illinois. Finally, the model that we're using for this virtual college fair is a 6x6. So these institutions will each be presenting for 6 minutes on their respective institution. As a reminder, the order of the institutions, we are in session E8 here in the bottom right corner. We have Spring Hill College, Regent University, University of Arkansas, Belmont University, and University of Kentucky. And with that, I'm going to encourage Teresa to go ahead and grab screen share from me from Spring Hill. And as Teresa does, just a reminder, send in your questions via the Q&A and enjoy the college fair. And Teresa, go ahead and take it away. And you're on mute. It looks good, but you're on mute.
I am so sorry, everyone. It has really been a day. Well, hello. My name is Teresa. I am from Spring Hill College in Mobile, Alabama. So virtually welcome to the Hill. As you can see, I am sitting outside here in Alabama. It is absolutely stunning with the sun for once, which is great. So something that I want to talk about Spring Hill College, just to start off, is that we actually cut our tuition in half this year. So that's why I wanted to start right off the bat. We're very proud of that. Our tuition is starting at $21,100. So we are a lot more affordable and a lot more competitive. So we are one of 27 Jesuit schools. So we are the 3rd oldest Jesuit school. We are one of 2 in the South with Loyola New Orleans. And you guys are probably familiar with Marquette, Loyola Chicago, SLU, but we are one as well. If my screen, there we go, thank you. So these are just a couple shots that I wanted to show of Mobile. We actually are the originators of Mardi Gras, which is pretty darn cool. So our students get a week off from Mardi Gras. We've got the Hangout Fest, which is Lollapalooza, the same bands that go, but on Gulf Shores Beach, which is great. We've got the Reese's Senior Bowl, and we've also got our beautiful and colorful downtown Mobile. We are also within an hour and a half of 6 different white sandy beaches, which is unbelievable. It is a big reason why I am an alumna of Spring Hill. And sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties. So we have some facts about Spring Hill. 91% of our faculty hold their highest degree possible. 70% of our students live on campus, and we have a 13-to-1 student to faculty ratio. Also, we come from 31 states and 30 countries. 56% of our students are out of state. So I am born and raised in Chicago. I came from Chicago. My roommates were from Kansas City, Memphis, Texas. Some of my best friends were from Sweden. We have a huge population from international students as well, which is really cool. And our student to faculty ratio being 13-to-1, our student to classroom ratio is about 17-to-1, which is awesome. So we have more than 47 majors or areas of concentration to choose from. We have the #1 nursing program in the state of Alabama. And these are some of the internships and employment opportunities that we have in the area. So some of my favorite people that I went to Spring Hill with now work for Facebook, Google, Disney, which is really great because Disney in Orlando is only about 7 hours from us. So then, if you can see, there's also Johnson & Johnson, fun fact. But we are also nationally ranked now among the top 10 colleges and universities in the country for return on investment, which means that you will get your money back that you invest in Spring Hill quicker than other schools. So as you can see, we're on that list with Stanford, Princeton, Georgia Tech, Harvard, and we did not have to pay to be on this list. It was actually a big surprise for us, which was awesome. Let's see. Well, if it doesn't want to move, I'll tell you guys about our D2 and our athletics. So we are a Division II school. We have everything except for football, but we've got rugby, which is awesome. We're actually nationally ranked for rugby. We just beat the University of Alabama a couple days ago, and we have an 18-hole golf course and disc golf course as well. We also have Greek life. So about 35% of our students are Greek. We have a lot of different opportunities for our freshmen. As you can see, about 90% of our freshmen did live on campus that were able to this year, and they are wearing masks, and they are living with roommates for our upperclassmen. Our freshmen actually did get to have their own rooms, which was great and very safe. We also have Badger Fest, which is a really fun opportunity that we have for our freshmen to meet our upperclassmen, and Badger Nation is a new spirit organization that we have for our students. And we also have an Italy Center. So we have a group of students that go every semester. Of course, because of COVID, we weren't able to do that this year, but we have about 25 students from other Jesuit schools that go, and then us as well. We also have service opportunities in Central America. And we have our Foley Center, which is our opportunity to do service on campus. I was actually in the Foley Center my 4 years at Spring Hill. It was one of the greatest experiences. And I also went to Italy. So these photos are from my semester abroad. It was an amazing experience, and your scholarship and tuition is completely paid for. So everything that you do on the weekend, that's the only thing you have to pay for. Like I brought up before, we are Division II. These are some of the sports that we have. We also have bowling, and we have esports. I know that that's kind of a new thing. It's very exciting for us. Like I said, here's our 18-hole disc golf and golf course. When you are a senior, you actually get to live on the golf course. It is beautiful. It's amazing to wake up to that view. So when you're ready to apply, we actually are test optional. We were test optional before COVID as well, but you can apply traditional or test optional. The only major, because of it being the #1 program in the state, nursing, we do have to ask you to send us a test score, but everything else with traditional, it's the normal ACT, SAT score, transcript, rec letter, and essay if you'd like. We're a rolling admission school, so actually you'll find out within 2 weeks upon getting your application what our decision is after our decision team meets. We are open for tours, 2 tours a day and occasional Saturdays. And thank you so much for dealing with technical difficulties. I know that we all are a little zoomed out, and I will pass it along to the next one. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much, Teresa, for sharing that information. I learned a lot about Spring Hill that I did not know, so thank you. Students, a reminder, we are doing the session E8 right now, so that was Spring Hill, and next up we've got Regent University. I'll encourage my colleague from Regent to go ahead and grab screen share from me, and while they're doing that, reminder to the students that you can send in your questions of our panelists at any point. You can ask general questions. What does test optional mean? What does early action, early decision mean? They're happy to answer that information. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Bridget from Regent University.
All right, hello everyone. I'm Bridget Miller from Regent University. I'm joined by my colleague Cindy Hilliard on the back end, answering questions and running the slides. We're excited to share with you a little bit of information about Regent. All right, so we are a 4-year private Christian university. We're located in Virginia Beach, and we also have a ton of online programs as well. These are just some photos of our campus that are nice, but we are open to campus tours right now. And we welcome you to schedule a tour and see the gorgeous campus anytime throughout the year. All right, so we offer over 135 different programs of study, all the way from certificates and associates, all the way through doctoral programs as well. For those students who desire to expand their knowledge using a more classical approach, we also have an honors college as well. Okay, so we have about 11,000 students at Regent. About 4,400 of them are undergraduates, either studying online, living on campus, or even commuting to the campus from the local area. Our students do represent all 50 states, 90 different countries, and 40 different denominations, although you do not need to be Christian to come to Regent. So you can definitely say we have a diverse population there. About 90% of our full-time faculty hold the highest degree in their discipline, and many of them actively work in their field still, so that gives you a lot of real-world experience to learn from. Our student-to-faculty ratio is 17:1. The small classroom dynamic allows our students to build better relationships with their peers, receive more personalized instruction from their professors, and we love to say that you won't get lost in a big lecture hall like you see in the movies. All right, so at Regent University, we have a ton of different student resources for you. We really want to ensure your success here. So you see a couple of those listed here. My personal favorite is the Office of Career and Talent Management. That one's pretty great because the students and alumni can receive professional help on things like resumes, learning how to interview better, finding internships, externships, and jobs after graduation as well. All right, so student housing. All of our student housing is apartment style, which means you will have a full kitchen. You can have, I believe it's 2-man or 3-man rooms. All of the dorms of the apartment styles are fully finished. Multiple different floor plans. You do have residence assistants. And then also in the residence halls, we have free laundry, gym, and Wi-Fi. Even though we're in Virginia Beach, which is kind of a larger city, we are tucked away on a private campus. And because of that, I think it helps count towards our top 5 safest campus in Virginia title, which is pretty cool. All right, so funding your education, we get that figuring out the finances is a huge factor for everyone in whatever school you're going to choose. At Regent, we're committed to making our education affordable. We rank in the top 5% of the most affordable private Christian colleges and universities. 86%, so the vast majority of our undergraduate students receive some sort of aid. We have a number of institutional opportunities for aid and encourage our students to fill out the FAFSA to take advantage of federal aid as well. Our goal is for you to not have to take student loans to go to college. So there's a ton of different options for scholarships or things that you can do to receive discounts at Regent as well. You can also visit our website and search for the net price calculator. That's a great resource for you to kind of break down the cost for you specifically based on your individual circumstances. Okay, so we understand that your college experience involves every single aspect of life. It goes far beyond the books. And Regent offers a lot of different opportunities outside of the classroom. We have over 55 student-led organizations, and that includes Surf Club, Moot Court, Student Activities Board, pretty much everything in between there. We offer 9 collegiate sports. We are NCCAA Division I, as well as club and intramural sports as in addition. We have a state-of-the-art performing arts center where students can either watch or participate in several productions throughout the year. And if you're interested in a military career commission, we also have ROTC and Marine PLC as well. All right, so as I mentioned, Regent is located in coastal Virginia Beach. That's about a 20-minute drive to the boardwalk. In the state of Virginia, there's 38 state parks, 21 national parks. So it's a really great place to venture out and explore on the weekends. Virginia is also home to several historic sites, including historic Williamsburg. And we're only a few hours away from places like the Outer Banks and Washington, D.C. to explore. Again, we are open for tours. We would love for you to come check us out. If you're unable to join us, we also have a virtual on-campus tour that you could take advantage of on our website. So applying, you can apply today or call and speak with one of the admissions counselors, and they can often waive the application fee as well. We operate on rolling admissions, so it's not too late to apply now for the fall. And I'll put in the chat box the information and be able to answer any questions you have as well about applying. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Bridget, for sharing that information. And from Virginia Beach, we're going to now head on over to Fayetteville, Arkansas. The next institution that we have is the University of Arkansas. Jennifer, go ahead and grab screen share from me here. And as Jennifer does that, a reminder, send in those questions through that Q&A button, and our reps will be happy to answer them. And go ahead and take it away, Jennifer.
Thank you so much, Zach. My name is Jennifer Fowler. I'm Associate Director for National Recruitment here at the University of Arkansas. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. I just have a few slides to give you an overview about the U of A. We are located there in Fayetteville, Arkansas. So depending on what part of Illinois, I have a map here. So we're about anywhere from 5.5 to 10 hours from, of course, Chicagoland up there in the northern part of the state. We are a great college town. So we have been ranked for 5 straight years by U.S. News and World Report as one of the top 10 best places to live in the United States. The cool thing about that ranking, they're major metropolitans of millions of people, Austin, Denver, and then little old Fayetteville, Arkansas. And so we have 85,000. It's a true college town. Our metropolitan area, what we refer to as Northwest Arkansas, has about 650,000. So well over 500,000 in the metro area. Fayetteville's still the cool college town everybody comes to hang out with. Our farmers market on Saturdays is actually ranked one of the top 5 in the United States. I'm so jealous everyone's talking about their beaches. We have lots of lakes and rivers and mountains, no beaches there in our area. The picture of that Buffalo National River is actually about 10 minutes from my house where I grew up in Northwest Arkansas. So we are home to the first federally protected river in the United States, and we're in the heart of the Ozark Mountains. So a lot of mountain biking, rock climbing, any type of outdoor activity that you could think as well. So it's a great college town. Get out and about, explore, go to art museums, live music festivals, anything that you can think of. So it's a great town to get involved in. I like to tell students when you're looking at colleges, remember you're going to be a member of that city for 4 years. So check out the towns as well. Make sure it's something you like to do there. As far as being on campus, we have over 400 total student organizations. We are very big in student involvement because half of our population actually comes from outside of the state of Arkansas. So when you have a lot of students coming from 5, 10, 15 hours away from home, our goal is to get you guys connected right away. And so joining those student organizations is one of the best ways to do that. We have religious groups, multicultural groups. There's clubs for certain majors, pre-med clubs, all that kind of stuff. We have a club for twins. And then of course we have Greek life. So if you're interested in joining a fraternity or sorority, we do have 37 total on campus, and 1 in 3 of our students go Greek. So that is a pretty big part of our campus. As far as academics are concerned, there's over 200 total academic degree programs in our 7 academic colleges. We have a Bumpers College of Agricultural, Food, and Life Sciences, the Fajon School of Architecture and Design, the J. William Fulbright College of Arts and Sciences. We have a College of Education and Health Professions, a College of Engineering, and then the prestigious Samuel Walton College of Business, as well as our Honors College. Right now, our largest majors are actually all health science based with nursing. We offer through the DN, the Doctoral for Nurse Practitioners program. So nursing is a huge program. Right below that, biology pre-med is our 2nd largest major, followed by exercise science. And our top 10 largest majors, you can also include finance, marketing, School of Journalism and Strategic Media, English, psychology. A lot of our out-of-state students come for us for engineering and architecture and business. We're nationally ranked in those programs, and they're direct admit, meaning that there's no separate application. You actually start in coursework your freshman year, first semester. So 18-to-1 student-teacher ratio on campus. And then you'll see our enrollment there at 27,500. If you're interested in doing study abroad, we are ranked as one of the top 5 best study abroad programs in the United States. Cool fact, we do have a campus in Rome. The U of A Rome campus we've had for 30 years now. It is located 6 blocks from the Vatican, and we actually teach core classes there. So you could go over and take like college algebra or English composition. So there's a lot of fun coursework if you would like to go study abroad, or we're of course find a program for you. We are very proud of Senior Walk. If you get to come tour, which we are conducting 22 tours a week right now, but they are filling up quickly. If you want to come tour, you'll get to see Senior Walk. And this is one of our proudest traditions. So over 4 miles long, 175,000 names My name is right across from the Greek Theater, but we etch the name of every graduate from the University of Arkansas along the sidewalks. And we're the only university in the United States that honors its students this way. So it's a very special part to be a part of at the university. Real quick, I want to touch on scholarships. So I mentioned 50% of our freshmen are from outside of Arkansas, and we have a wonderful scholarship program we call our New Arkansans Award. When you apply to the University of Arkansas, as long as you meet the GPA requirements and you get automatically admitted, meaning there's no restrictions on your admission, but fully admitted to Arkansas, and you have a 3.2, 3.4, or 3.6 on your GPA, this will be an automatic scholarship that we offer at the time of admission, and it can cover up to 90% of that additional non-resident tuition. So since you're not a taxpayer of Arkansas, you do get an additional non-resident tuition charge, and this can cover up to 90% of that. So wonderful scholarship program. I love this one too because it actually uses all of your senior year. You can send me your mid-year GPA if you keep improving. You can send me your final GPA, and we can bump you up. So as long as you keep trying, it's a wonderful scholarship. For the class of 22, we are currently going back to requiring test scores. When you go out of state, you'll find there's different governing organizations, but we're required to collect test scores by the state of Arkansas. So we're going to go back to our automatic admission, which is a 3.0 and a 20 on the ACT, or a 3.0 and a 1030 SAT. So that would get you admitted, and then the higher GPA will get you the scholarship. Okay, we opened July 15th. We were on the Common App, or we have our own institutional app. And then there's our deadlines, November 1st admissions. There's a separate scholarship application, which is due on the 15th. That is my contact information. You will get some emails from Kimberly Clark, who is our recruiter that is based there in Chicago. And she is currently out on maternity leave, and she will be back here in a couple of weeks. So if you all need anything, just let me know at any time. Thanks, and go Hogs.
Thank you so much, Jennifer, for sharing that information. Students, we're going to take an 8-hour drive from Fayetteville, Arkansas over to Nashville, Tennessee for our next institution. John Palmer, go ahead and grab screen share from me. And as they do, a reminder, send in those questions through that Q&A. And next up, we're going to hear from Belmont University.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Zach. Hi, everyone. My name is John Palmer. I'm Assistant Director of Admissions here at Belmont, and I am the counselor that works with students from Illinois. So certainly be in touch with any questions. I'll provide my contact info in the chat once we're finished. Belmont is a medium-sized private co-ed Christian institution. We have just over 8,200 students total, with about 6,600 of those being undergraduate students. So again, a nice medium size. We like to think that we're small enough that you are seeing familiar faces every single semester in your classes, but also big enough that you're meeting new people every single week while you are a Belmont student. We do have really small class sizes, on average about 19 students. So you really get to connect with your professors and with other students inside of the classroom. Our students come from all over the country. About 70% of our students are from outside of the state of Tennessee. Illinois is the largest state that we pull students from. And of course, depending on where you're at in Illinois, you could be as close as a couple of hours, or if you're joining in from the Chicago area, a little bit closer to about 8 hours, depending again on where you're at within the state. We are located in beautiful Nashville, Tennessee, just like Zach mentioned. We are located right in the heart of the city. We're about 2 miles south of where this picture was taken in downtown Nashville. So it's a great location within a really fun, exciting, vibrant city. We're one of the fastest growing cities in the country. We're a destination spot for young professionals. So you can kind of get a head start on that by becoming a college student in Nashville. And a lot of our graduates will stay here in Middle Tennessee after graduation. We're nestled in between a couple of great neighborhoods. Hillsborough Village is just to our west. It feels kind of college towny. It's right in between our campus and Vanderbilt's campus. 12 South is another area just southeast of our campus with great restaurants, shopping, coffee shops, all of that. The most famous neighborhood right next door to us is Music Row, that connects our campus to downtown Nashville. And if you're wondering where's all of the music created in Nashville, it's pretty much right there on Music Row. That's where you're going to find studios, recording labels, performing rights organizations, A&Rs, management, anything that you can think of is pretty much right there. This is a picture from Ocean Way Studios. It's the largest studio in Nashville, actually owned and operated by Belmont University. So we've had everyone from Beyonce to the Dixie Chicks recording there, and also just scored Fortnite in there as well. So a really cool space. Again, that's Music Row right next to our campus. Now, academic wise, there's a lot that y'all can choose from on campus. We have just over 100 different majors in total in a wide variety of different areas. I've already talked a lot about music, and a lot of people will know us for music at Belmont. In fact, music business is our largest major on campus. That is a business degree and consistently ranked as one of the best music business programs in the country. Nursing is our second largest major on campus. A lot of students from Illinois are coming to us for nursing. It is a direct admit program, so you're automatically in your freshman year. A lot of students joining us for other STEM programs like biology and chemistry, thinking about going on a pre-med track. A lot of students in business as well, since business is booming here in Nashville. And we're always adding new programs. Just launched an architecture major this past fall, new programs in hospitality and tourism management, which is obviously huge here as well. So there's always something being added to Belmont, but a lot of really, really great academic programs. From a student life perspective, like I mentioned, our students are coming from all over the country. Most students, when they move onto campus, they don't know anyone. So for us, it's so important that we are building that community. We are a very residential institution. You are required to live on campus for your first 2 years. And then at that point, you can move off campus if you'd like to, but most students will actually stay on campus for all 4 years. We do encourage you to certainly get involved in student life. Every college on the call tonight will agree with me on that one. At Belmont, we have just over 160 different student organizations and clubs that y'all are able to be a part of. Everything from traditional Greek life, like fraternities and sororities, to spiritual life organizations, since we are a Christian institution, to maybe getting involved in intramural and club sports. The list goes on and on. We are proud to be NCAA Division I athletics here at Belmont. We participate in the Ohio Valley Conference. Unfortunately, our men's team, in my opinion, was snubbed from making it to the NCAA tournament for this year, but we've made, I believe, 6 of the past 9 years. All athletic events are free for students. We'll also have some special events on campus from time to time. Very common for us to have concerts or tapings for TV. Most notably, we hosted the final presidential debate, actually, this past fall. So you may have been watching Belmont on your TV screen and you didn't even realize it. Now, for this upcoming academic year, we are test optional. So if you're thinking about the application process for this next year, we do have rolling admission. All decisions are sent on a regular decision timeline. So no early action or early decision. You'll see average GPA for us is about a 3.8, and we'll also need that school counselor recommendation. When you apply for admission, you're automatically considered for any and all merit-based scholarships. So everything here on the screen, you're automatically considered for just by applying. We have holistic review both for our admission and our scholarship process. So that means that we're taking a look really at absolutely everything before making a final admissions decision, as well as making that scholarship decision as well. Big date to keep in mind is December 1st. We just ask that you have everything into us by that date to kind of maximize your opportunity for potential scholarships. And of course, we'll be in touch if there's anything additional that you may need to do for admission into your academic program, if you're looking at an audition or a portfolio-based program. Last thing I'll mention is that we are open for in-person visits. So if y'all are coming down to Nashville, hey, you could do a big swing and hit up a bunch of these different schools if you're coming down south. Certainly come and see us. Again, I'll put my contact information in the chat, and please hit me up with any questions in the Q&A as well. So I'll pass it back over to Zach.
Great. Thank you so much, John Palmer and Belmont University, for that information. And finally, a quick 3-hour and 13-minute drive from Nashville north takes you to Louisville, Kentucky with the University of Kentucky. And I'm going to hand it over to Anne. Go ahead and grab screen share and take it away.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for being with us this evening. My name is Ann Anaya, and I'm the Chicago Regional Admissions Counselor for the University of Kentucky. We're going to go ahead and delve in and talk all things UK. So the University of Kentucky is located in Lexington, Kentucky. We are the second largest city in the state. We are a 4-year public institution and a tier 1 research institution as well. We have a total enrollment of just over 30,000 students. And then if you look at our undergraduate population, we sit at about 22,000 total students. And again, those are students in their freshman year all the way through their senior year. We offer over 200 academic programs, some of our top programs being engineering, nursing, business, education, and the natural sciences like physics and chemistry and biology, just to name a few. And then we also do offer exploratory studies programs, which are programs for students that are undecided. So if you know that you want to do engineering, but you're not quite sure what area of engineering you want to study, you can be exploratory studies in the College of Engineering or any of those other 9 departments that offer that program. Our average classroom size sits at 19 students, and then we have a student to faculty ratio of 16:1. We're very focused in making sure that our students are supported throughout their entire 4 years at UK. So we have over 20 different tutoring and learning centers across our campus, as well as offering enhanced career and academic advising. So we make sure that you're always on the right track and you're progressing towards completing your degree. An accolade that I always like to share is that the University of Kentucky is one of 8 institutions in the country to offer a full complement of liberal arts, engineering, professional, agricultural, and medical colleges and disciplines all in one campus. So what that means is we offer tons of experiences for our students, both in and outside of the classrooms, tons of opportunities to continue your education. We have a medical school, dental school, pharmacy school, physician assistant program, and a law school, just to name a few of our popular programs. And we also have a hospital on our campus, which gives our students that are interested in the health sciences opportunities for clinical experiences or even doing research within the hospital as well too. We can't be meeting this evening without talking about UK athletics. We offer 22 varsity sports and we compete in the SEC, and we're a Division I school. So we offer tons and tons of ways to get involved in cheering on the Wildcats, and there's tons of great school spirit. So you'll always see students wearing UK blue, as well as cheering on our Wildcats in the student section at any of our games, especially at football and basketball games as well. To talk a little bit about the city of Lexington, as I mentioned before, it's the 2nd largest city in the state of Kentucky. You have a little over 325,000 people. So although it's not as big as the city of Chicago, you definitely have a great city atmosphere with all the amenities you would need and more right next to your campus. It's within just a couple blocks from the main campus or the northern part of campus. And it's also the horse capital of the world. So you have beautiful horse farms with these rolling meadows and Keeneland racing tracks. So you can go and see the ponies race in the fall and in the spring as well too. Talking a little bit about living on campus, we definitely have some amazing residence halls, as well as the actual rooms that you'd be living in. We do not offer any community style bathrooms. All of our options are suite style. So you have everything from a 4-person suite, which is going to be your standard quad, to where you're living in a 2-bedroom suite or a 4-bedroom suite where each roommate has their own room. Our mattresses are Tempur-Pedic mattresses as well as so it's definitely, you're going to sleep well at night. And we also offer tons of community engagement to get involved in your residence hall. Talking a little bit more about involvement, we offer over 550 clubs and organizations. So we have everything from clubs and organizations that are related to your academics or pre-professional interests. We offer Greek life. About 25% of our students are involved in Greek life. And then we also offer service, volunteer work, clubs, as well as religious and spiritual organizations too. I'm going to quickly talk about admissions. One really big update is that we have extended our test optional policy. So for our rising seniors that are with us this evening, you will have the opportunity to apply as test optional. So do know that that's an option for you. We will open up our application in the beginning of August. So you can apply 3 different ways, either on our website, on the coalition application, or through the common application as well too. We take a full holistic review for every single applicant that we receive. So we're not only just looking at your GPA and your test scores, if those are being sent to us, but we're looking at your essay. We're looking at your involvement all throughout high school as well too. So definitely be very detailed in what you send to us. Want to quickly talk about visiting campus. We are currently offering campus tours Monday through Friday. They are a smaller scale group, so please make sure if you do plan on visiting campus that you plan that in advance, since the groups are limited to size and capacity. If you can't make it down to campus, we do have virtual tours. And then one of my favorite options is the opportunity to either attend a one-on-one meeting or some sort of virtual or in-person event with a college or program to talk more about a specific major or area that you're looking to study. So it definitely gives you a great way to learn all the things that you're looking to learn about the University of Kentucky. And then we also have tons of virtual and in-person events as well too, usually in the fall and in the spring. Again, thank you all so much for being with us this evening, and go Wildcats.
Thank you so much, Anne, for sharing that information. I apologize. I said Louisville, and I knew Lexington, but I said the wrong city in Kentucky. So I'm thank you for correcting me there. Now I'm going to encourage all of my colleagues to turn on their screens. We're going to do a quick round robin with the few minutes that we've got left. So everyone that presented, we're going to go in the same order. So starting with Teresa, what is your favorite event or tradition on campus? So let's start with Spring Hill College. What's your favorite event?
This is a really funny, this is probably the best question I've been asked during any of these. We actually have a fake wedding. So once a year we have a fake wedding on our golf course, and a senior and a freshman get married. It's an initiation. It's really fun. The whole school knows about it. Everyone's invited. With it being a golf course, there's so much space. Like the school sets it up so that the chairs are there. It is so much fun. And we actually there was a news article written about it, just about how at little schools, the traditions are so strange. But yeah, we've got a fake wedding, and we actually did have a fake funeral as well 2 years ago for one of our students that was from Australia that came over for a semester, and we sent him back away. So that's our weird tradition.
I love it. Thank you, Teresa. Next up, Regent University, favorite tradition on campus.
Yeah, my favorite tradition is probably in addition to graduation, we also hold a separate, I guess, ceremony for every different school. It's called commissioning, where the dean will pray with each student individually. That's like where you'd get hooded if you were getting a master's and things like that. So that's pretty cool that they do that in addition to graduation.
Awesome. Jennifer, a tradition at University of Arkansas.
So my favorite tradition, I'm taking it to athletics, and that would be calling those hogs. So we are the one and only Razorback mascot in all of collegiate sports. And we are, of course, members of the Southeastern Conference as well. We just won our 48th NCAA Division I National Championship this past weekend in women's indoor track and field. So we're very proud. And with that, I would like to say, woo, Pig Suey, go Hogs.
That's awesome. Thank you. John Palmer, favorite tradition at Belmont University?
Yeah, so we have something called the Showcase Series, which is a series of completely student-led and run concerts that will happen all throughout the year that are all genre-based. Again, we're a very musical school, so there are a lot of artists that have actually started out of the Showcase Series. If y'all have ever heard of the bands Judah and the Lion or Coin, for example, those were both bands that were started as Showcase Series bands back in the day. So it's a really cool tradition, and we'll have a lot of students that will come out to it. Execs from Music Row come and judge it. And it's just a really cool part of the Belmont community. Everyone loves going to it, regardless if you're involved in music or not. Who doesn't love live music? So, yeah.
That's great. I love that. Thank you. Anne, favorite tradition?
Oh my gosh, there's so many to choose from, but I think to highlight one of them, we offer something called Fusion Day. And so it usually takes place during the first week of school, or what we call K week. And so we send out thousands of students to over 80 different community service sites across Lexington. So students are doing so many cool things for the community, and it's a huge tradition to take part in as well too. And then, I mean, I have to add something about athletics as well too. We have the Eruption Zone, which is in Rupp Arena. So that's where our basketball games are usually held. So you get ice cream at every game, and the cheerleaders throw a huge flag on you. So it's a ton of fun to be in the Eruption Zone.
Ice cream at every game sounds like that's a place to be. That sounds awesome. I was
going to say that.
I'd go just for the ice cream. All right, we've got just a few more minutes left, and many of the students that attend these are underclassmen, sophomores, juniors that are starting their college search process. So a question for you all as you're advising students, what types of tips, or give one tip for students as they're starting their college search process? So we'll go in the same order. So we'll start again with Teresa.
My biggest advice, and I was given this advice by my admissions counselor that I still talk to this day, is to really utilize the admissions team, not even just your admissions counselor, but if you meet an admissions counselor that went to your school that, was a similar major or was involved in an organization that you want to follow up with, utilize that admissions team. That's why we have this job. We love talking to students, we love getting to know you, and we love making sure also that you are a good fit for the school, because you're not always going to be the best fit for every school. There might be another school that will benefit you more. So as a sophomore and junior, we want to help you get to that point.
Awesome. Thank you. Bridget, some tips for the students out there.
Yeah, I would say don't just tell colleges and universities what you think that we want to hear. We want to get to know students as a whole. And we can usually see right through it when you're writing an essay and you're just saying what you think we want to hear. So I think I speak for most admissions reps when they say they'd rather, read an essay or hear a student interview about things that, like, what really means a lot to them and get to know them as a student.
Absolutely. Jennifer, tips for students.
Okay, so I have so many, y'all. I've been at this 19 years. But I tell you what, my first one I'm going to say, and this may sound silly, you all are going to get inundated with emails. I think now in the virtual world, you're probably a little more used to it being on, virtual schooling and stuff. Maybe create a college email, make sure it's appropriate. You would be surprised some of the email addresses we see come across the screen, but maybe make something like your name and class of whatever class you are, college account, and then make folders. If you've applied to 10 universities, it's going to get messy, and you're going to be like, okay, wait, did I set the account up for this university or this university? And then file your emails in there. I can always click to resend, but the students are just like, well, I don't know. I don't know. My inbox is so full. I got one of those today. My inbox is so chaotic. And I was like, okay, well, let's organize those maybe then by university. But that would be my biggest tip, because you guys are going to get a ton of emails. Texting is the new thing too. So if you opt into text, heads up. But that would be my thing, get organized and have a plan of action for everything that's about to start coming to you.
Excellent. Thank you. John Palmer, some advice, some tips.
Yeah, one thing I'd add to all of this great advice is don't feel locked into a specific major. I think a lot of times you go into the college search process thinking, oh, I'm going to do pre-med no matter what, or whatever that may be, whenever your interests are actually changing, or maybe that's what your parents want you to study, and that's all well and good, but definitely take some ownership of this. Don't be afraid to change your mind when it comes to something like a major. And of course, with schools as well, we get that. We may have another major that's a good fit for you, or you may find that another school is exactly what you're looking for. So take ownership of that part of your college search process.
Absolutely. And finally, last but not least, Anne, some tips that you've got.
All right, well, I have a homework assignment for all of you students that are with us this evening. So I want you all to make something called a brag list or a brag sheet. And so what that is essentially, in many ways, a resume, but I want you to go through all of your time in high school, your freshman year, junior year, senior year, everything, sophomore year, we can't forget about that one, and write down everything you've been involved in. Clubs and organizations, it could be a job, it could be volunteer work that you've done, and really document everything that you've done. And same thing goes to anything you've been awarded for. Maybe you got a leadership award, or you won state for your football team, whatever it may be. All that stuff, all those details are so important to many college applications. So really take the time to write those down so that you're not going through and writing your college application and thinking, okay, what was I involved in, last year, or, back in freshman year. So take the time to create that brag list. And we need that homework in by Friday at 5 p.m. by the way.
Excellent. Well, thank you all for this wonderful advice and for sharing your wonderful institutions with our students and families. It's very much appreciated during this time. Students, counselors, thank you for tuning in for this session. As I mentioned, there is one other block of programming that's happening next hour. So we encourage you to go to strivescan.com/Illinois and check out the next group of colleges next hour. Or this session's recording and all of the session recordings will also be posted tomorrow at strivescan.com/Illinois. Illinois. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining us. Admission reps, thank you for your time, and we'll see you all very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.